If you've ever tried to sign up for a VPN service, then like me, you probably found it really confusing. You find that all the providers make similar claims, particularly around speed. In my experience, every provider claims to have the fastest VPN service. Now, obviously, they say that because the speed is one of the most important aspects for somebody when they're deciding which VPN service to use. So I thought, well, let's put it to the test. So what we're going to do today is we're going to compare the speeds of 4 of the top VPN providers, namely ExpressVPN, NordVPN, CyberGhost, and Private Internet Access. I should mention that this video is not sponsored by any of those VPN services, and therefore I can really give you an independent opinion and analysis as to which one I would recommend if you're looking for the fastest VPN service. And before we begin, if you enjoyed this review, if you found it helpful, if you like this style of impartial reviews with honest opinions, then please do consider subscribing. I know it's a cliche, but this is a new channel that I hope to make some more content on in the future if this goes well, so I would really appreciate the support. Now, before we start with the speed test, I just wanted to give a couple of points as to why a VPN service might be something that you want to consider. For me personally, it's about security, it's about privacy. And VPNs achieve those things or improve on those things in 2 ways. Firstly, they mask your IP address. It makes it more difficult to determine your location and ultimately for you to be tracked online. Secondly, the big point for me is that VPNs will encrypt your traffic. Now what that means is without a VPN, your internet service provider is able to monitor the websites that you're accessing. They can even, depending on their terms and conditions, sell that data to third parties. With a VPN, what actually happens is you're connecting to the VPN service, who are then in turn connecting to the internet. Now from your ISP, all they can see is that you are connecting to the VPN. So previously, whereas they might be able to see that you are on Amazon, now they will just be able to see that you're connected to a VPN. Why that's beneficial is that VPNs tend, at least good VPNs and the ones we're reviewing today, they operate what you call no logs policies. Now what that means is that they don't keep any records of your internet traffic, of your browsing history, of your data. So if they have a request or even a demand for their customers' data, they can't get it. They don't have that data to provide. And actually a couple of these VPN providers, as I'll talk about when we go through, they publish what you call transparency reports. And in those reports, they will say we've had 15, 20 requests from government agencies or even demands for data, and we have provided data in, hopefully, as you'll see, 0 of those cases. So you don't have to be doing anything illegal online or anything like that to use a VPN, but if, like me, you care about your privacy and your security and you don't like the idea of your ISP selling your browsing data to third parties, then I really would recommend a VPN is probably the cheapest, most efficient way to improve your privacy online. Okay, let's get into it. So for transparency, I'm using a 1 gigabit per second wireless connection. My ISP is HyperOptic. I'm based in the UK. And the router that I'm using is a Netgear Nighthawk RAXE 500. Now I will actually be doing a review on that router in the coming days. So please make sure you're subscribed if you would like to see that, but it is absolutely unbelievable how fast that thing can go over Wi-Fi. Although today, of course, as I mentioned, I'm using a wired connection. I'll be using the recommended server in each VPN service. That's usually the closest one that has the lowest latency. So for me, that will probably be London or at least UK. I will also put a link in the description to HyperOptic if you want to check them out. So they are my ISP, as I mentioned. I've been with them for 2 years. I think their service is fantastic. They're basically, as far as I'm aware, by quite a long way, the cheapest gigabit provider in the UK. Now, I can't say that for a fact, but in my experience, I haven't seen any providers even near the price. So you can get a 1 gigabit unlimited connection for something like £40 per month. which is in my opinion, a fantastic deal. So if you would like to check out HyperOptic, please feel free to do so. The link is in the description to this video. Okay, so first up we have NordVPN. Now, Nord were launched in 2012, and since then they've gone from strength to strength. Today they have over 5,000 servers across 60 countries. Nord are based in Panama. Now that might sound strange, why would they do that? But the reason is that Panama are not part of what you call the Five Eyes, the Nine Eyes, or the 14 Eyes alliances. Now what those alliances are basically agreements between a set of governments to share information, to share data, and their intelligences will work together, and they have obligations to share requested data with each other. Now because Panama is not part of those alliances, it makes it much easier for Nord to operate the no logs policy and to better protect your private information. So what that means is even if Nord were requested for data, they actually have nothing to share, even if they wanted to. So let's take a look at the Nord speed test. Okay, now let's take a look at ExpressVPN. Now, ExpressVPN were founded in 2009. They're now trusted by over 3 million customers across 180 countries. They have servers available in 94 countries, and they also operate a strict no logs policy. Again, that means that ExpressVPN will never keep a record of your IP address, of your browsing history, of your traffic destination, or metadata. And for added peace of mind, this no logs policy has been independently audited by PwC, one of the big four auditing companies, and validated as being truly no logs. Okay, so let's take a look at the ExpressVPN speed test. Okay, so next up is private internet access. Now, private internet access, or PIA for short, have over 10 years of experience and over 15 million customers served. One thing I like about PIA is, as I mentioned earlier in this video, they are one of the providers who publish a transparency report. So you can actually go on to PIA's website and they show you that they've so far had 21 requests for customer data from government agencies, and in all 21 of those cases they have provided absolutely nothing. So the no logs policy isn't just words, it's actually proven in actions. They have not provided any logs in any of those 21 cases so far. So if you're really looking for peace of mind, then private internet access is a great way to go. Okay, so let's take a look at the PIA speed test. Now finally, let's have a look at CyberGhost. Now, CyberGhost were founded in 2011. They've served over 38 million customers worldwide. They also operate a strict no-logs policy, and this time their policy has been independently audited by Deloitte, another one of the big four auditing companies. CyberGhost operate over 8,000 servers, and what I really like about CyberGhost is they offer a 45-day money-back guarantee if you are not 100% satisfied. Now, I have tested that guarantee myself, and it really is very easy to get your money back if you aren't satisfied. You just need to send them an email or use their live chat function, and they ask very minimal questions and you get your refund. So it's basically no risk. All right, let's take a look at the CyberGhost speed test. Okay, so now we've done the speed tests for the four providers that we're comparing. Let's have a look at them side by side and just summarize what we found here. So we found that NordVPN came out on top, so congratulations to Nord, with a speed of 641.88 megabits per second. Now that is 7.6% lower than our baseline, which is no VPN. And ExpressVPN came in second at 593.38 megabits per second, which is a 14.6% reduction versus our baseline scenario. PIA and CyberGhost didn't fare so well on speed, although it is worth noting that those percentage variances may not be true for everybody. And the reason I say that is because I have a very fast connection. It's a gigabit connection. If you have a more normal internet connection of 50 megabits per second, 75 megabits, something like that, then you're less likely to be bottlenecked by the server speeds of PIA and CyberGhost. So whereas for me, PIA was almost a 50% reduction in speed, it probably wouldn't be if you had a 50 megabit connection. So it's worth bearing that in mind. Now, I will include links to the 4 VPN providers in the description of this video. Full disclosure, they are affiliate links, so if you click them, then I will earn a commission. So it's up to you whether you do or not, but I would highly recommend using a VPN service. Me personally, I use Nord. That is the one that I choose. I've been using Nord for at least 2 years at this point. Prior to that, I was on private internet access, but I moved to Nord because of the speed difference. And I find it to be a fantastic service. So yeah, if you would like to sign up for a VPN, please consider using those links to support this channel, to support this content, and enable me to make more content in future. So that leaves us with nothing more to say than congratulations to NordVPN. They were the fastest VPN that we tested today. And thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing to support the channel, and we will see you next time.